Hi there, Tim, John, or the voice of Duke Nukem, and you're watching Tim's Tiny Arcade, mother effer.
Hello, this is Tim from Tim's Tiny Arcade, where today I got one of my best friends here, Tom Young, and we've been gaming for 15 years, and we're going to go over some of the games that we've played over the years. Started off with a lot of online gaming.
Yeah. We met at work when I was in high school. I got a job at a grocery store here in town. Met Tim there and found out that we both had this love for gaming. Mm-hmm. And so we started talking a lot about the games we had in common, a lot of similar games we like to play. And then with the introduction of online play, which was around the time we met, that's when our gaming adventures together really took off. And it's kind of cool right now. We're just going to go back and see all these games that we have played together over the years and still play today.
Yep. All right, so we're going to start with the PlayStation 2. And we're going to start with NCAA football. All right, so these are some of the teams me and Tom used to use. We were just talking that we had certain teams we'd use online a lot, and this is one of the lower teams we would use to play online. I used Kent State, and Tom would use Bowling Green.
Yeah, we like to play games against teams with similar rankings, and so that way, it was more of a challenge. And whenever we played games with lower tier teams, Tim and I always went, for whatever reason, to these two. And I think it's because they both had fast quarterbacks, and we like option football.
Option football.
So we'll just we'll take these teams right now and see what we can do with them. And we're a bit removed from when we were playing this game on a regular basis, but
yeah, there for a while I was in big time into the sports games. That's all I played was sports games.
No, and same here. Growing up, I played a lot of baseball, football games, basketball as well, and then kind of developed into other genres as I got older and once I got going with online play. But football was always a big one back in the day, and this is one that you and I both just really got into. And
yeah, we were more into the NCAA than we were the Madden football, for sure. I bought some Madden footballs, but I always liked the NCAA ones better.
I think it's the option.
It probably was
the option was always a fun play to use and pull off well in a game. Look at this. Takes us back.
It does take me back playing this. All right.
Look at those graphics.
EA, if you're listening, bring NCAA football back.
Yes.
All right. Let's see if I remember how to play this.
We'll do a quick on the home team. All right.
So I'm calling. I'm gonna call heads. You get to do what you want to. All right.
I'll let you play offense. It's your channel.
I was always known for my defense in these games.
Yeah, so, I think the following year on 05, you were ranked rather high in this game.
I think I got into the 200s at one point. It was
bad
kick. See if I can remember how to. Oh, no blocking. But yeah, I know in the following year, 05?
Yeah.
That I probably played a couple hundred games online easy.
Oh, you were approaching like 800-900.
Yeah,
you had a really good record. And
I was addicted for sure.
Well, like this one, I think we were evenly matched in. But at 05, you were much better than I was. You had that game figured out.
There we go. I don't know if I lateraled there or if he fumbled. That's not knowing the buttons after all these years. I don't have this game currently, and I think I definitely want to go get it again after playing this.
Well, the good news with a lot of these sports games, if you want them, they're like less than $5.
Oh yeah, PlayStation games. It's time to, if you want to collect for a system, it's a good time to collect for it right now because a lot of them are cheap. Oh, there we go. Come on.
Oh, good D.
It's starting to come back to me though.
A little bit.
The buttons are coming back a little bit.
We'll do one more play here, see if you can. Let's see, what do I want to do? But when we played as realistic to football as we could. Like, there were a lot of guys out there that would try to cheat the game or take advantage of certain glitches or the way players moved, but we were always legit players. We punted when we felt like we needed to. We kicked field goals. And I think that made the victories much sweeter when you were able to get one. Is because you did it within the rule of the game.
And I think my name back then online was Straight Football 101.
It was, yeah.
I think that's what it was. Yeah, it's coming back to me now, the buttons.
Yeah. Here, we'll give you one more play here. I gotta try to stop you. But like this game is, to me, it's still good enough to where I'd maybe even start a season today. Like I just put it in. Like, why not start a season?
Oh,
yes!
You got me.
Yeah, and then you got points or whatever for on your username for doing certain tasks in the game as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. All right, so after NCAA football, we ended up playing, moving on to baseball, and we ended up playing a game called High Heat Major League Baseball 2004. Now, there was a 2003, but this one was the Shark, where we could send our memory card information to each other, and there was 4 of us playing in the season?
Yeah, 4 of us. It was me and you, your brother, and a friend of ours who was at the time living in Colorado.
So, I mean, that's pretty big. I mean, if you think about it back then, sending memory card information to somebody to play a season, I mean, that was pretty cool.
It was very cool because you never heard of that stuff before, or anything like that.
Everything was just played on a couch.
And so the only issue was we couldn't have games scheduled against our buddy in Colorado because we didn't have a way to play him. So he picked an American League team. He took the Yankees. You, Tim, took the Cubs.
Right.
Your brother took the Cardinals, and I took the Philadelphia Phillies. And we did a season. I think we did a half season, so we did 81 games, and we played the whole thing all the way up until Game 7 of the NLCS, which for some reason your brother and I got there, tied at 3, and then we never finished.
Yeah, and I have no idea why you guys would have never finished. I'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah, see if he remembers that. But I mean, I love baseball. Baseball by far is my favorite sport.
Yes.
And so, in this, from a baseball game standpoint, it
was realistic.
It was one of the best simulations you could get in baseball.
Right.
And unfortunately, 3DO struggled with this franchise because graphically it was inferior to, Triple Play or MVP,
EA.
which will later come out. And so a lot of people were gravitating towards, the known EA brand.
Well, EA had a kind of a lockdown on the sports scene with their football games, and then they kind of came into the baseball scene.
Yeah.
But this definitely was a better game.
Yeah, much better game. Had the realistic players like Matt Clement here. You could see his numbers, and Shannon Stewart leading off for the Blue Jays.
Let's play a little bit of this, see if I can remember what's going on here.
He had the realistic stadiums and everything. But yeah, you can see graphically compared to the other games, maybe.
Whoa.
Oh, I wanted to swing at that. All right. There you go.
There we
There
go.
strike. But one of the issues with this game was the blue disc issue, which sometimes popped up with PlayStation games. And this was a blue disc game that I occasionally had a hard time getting to play, but was able to enough to be able to play games in the season we were doing. Oh, look at this.
Wow.
How do I run? I want to go to second. There we go.
Oh, look at that. I got the crow hop. Second.
But the season we did on this was great because, like, whenever we had our matchups take place, we'd go to each other's houses and sit on the couch and play the games.
Yeah, I remember.
And, there were some intense battles. And another thing, too, you can play a 9-inning game in, like, 30 minutes. Which, the show, which is, without a doubt, base hit, left field. The show is a phenomenal game. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you want a baseball simulation, the show is where you go.
Right.
But those games take an hour.
Right.
Or longer because of how realistic they are. But you can
Right.
get a good simulation of baseball with high heat and be out in 30 minutes. Oh, man, I'm on fire.
You are.
Everybody run. Run. Everybody. Oh, nope. I forgot how to run.
Oh, now you're running.
Now I'm running.
Hopefully I can get the ball down. There's a weak throw there.
I think it's going to be a bad year for the Cubs, Tim.
Well, yeah. I don't think I did so good in our season when we played back then.
But this is a game that I honestly recommend. If you can get it to work on your PlayStation, you'll get that blue disc issue figured out and get it to work. Uh-oh. It's going to be a double play.
Shoot.
Oh,
I made a mistake.
oh, what am I doing?
Oh,
See, I
no,
forgot all the buttons here. Oh, there you go.
Okay, how do you run?
Just go run and hit that guy. Oh, I got a chance. Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh man, I think the video just was made right here.
Wow.
So yeah, there you go. A couple of guys that forgot how to play high heat baseball.
Well, this is probably how good the Cubs were back then.
Yeah.
Too,
Playing high heat baseball. I think we should move on after that one.
Yeah, we're gonna move on to the next game. All right, so the next game me and Tom played a ton of was on the PlayStation 2 was Battlefield Modern Combat, and I kind of got away from playing sports for a little bit and engulfed myself into the war scene. And I actually at one time had 2 PlayStations hooked up in this game room, both online, and would have some neighbor kids come over and help me play this game, like be an engineer and get behind my tank and help me rank up.
Yeah, and one of the things about this game, this was my introduction to first-person shooters, war-type online games, and what was fun about this one was you had your 4 classes, I believe. I think it was 4.
I think you had 4 classes, yes.
But they were specifically set up with the equipment. It's like nowadays you'd have like 20 different guns for the engineer class or whatever, but if you wanted to be an engineer, you had to have a shotgun. So you ran around with a shotgun a lot because you loved the landmines and you loved blowing up tanks. And I ran around with the assault rifle because I would give you ammo.
Yep.
And I always struggled with the shotgun. And there wasn't a lot of achievements in this game compared to what you see nowadays, but the fun factor was way up there. And
we knew every map.
We knew every map.
Backstab.
Backstab, Russian Border, Harbor's Edge.
And I can't name a lot of the maps in today's games, even though I play them all the time.
One of my favorites, Little Big Guy. Was maybe the biggest map in this game.
7 flags.
Had 7 flags on it.
7 flags.
And now, unfortunately, this game, console-wise, I can't speak for the PC, even though I think it's true. It's no longer online. They've closed the servers for this one, so you can't play it online anymore. But man, this game to me was my introduction into war games online, and has pretty much turned me into the gamer I am today when it comes to online play.
Also in this game, you had where you could vote people out. I remember.
Yes.
If they were like, you could team kill in this game.
You could team kill.
I remember that.
And you get stuck with some rotten eggs sometimes. But
yeah, you would.
But another great thing about this game was the ability to work together, which when you're playing the football game, you're going against somebody. But here, hey Tim, I need your help with this tank at this base. Can you come help me out? He comes with a rocket, blows it up. That was cool. Like, that was so amazing that you could do that over the headset. I mean, we take it for granted nowadays, but back in like 2005, it's like, oh my goodness, like we just together are playing the same game from different locations.
Yep.
And this game right here, tons of hours spent on Modern Combat.
All right, so and then we're going to move into another sports game. Me and Tom were kind of big into the war games and the sports games, but kind of a game that I don't think as many people had this game. It was arena football. And the rule, what was the rule? You could play with less. It had less players than like the NFL. Was it?
Yeah,
9?
I think it's 8 on 8.
Is it 8 on 8? Okay.
It's 8 on 8. It's a 50-yard field. So if you're not familiar with arena football, it's a much high-scoring game than your traditional college or NFL football because of the size of the field. Players can run around a bit more before the snap. You'll see receivers running around to try to get an advantage on their defenders. And this was back when the AFL was probably at the peak of its existence. It's kind of fallen off lately. Some of the teams you're seeing here are now defunct, including the Chicago Rush. They no longer exist, sadly, but they had a really good, solid team up there.
Yep.
I think the Las Vegas Gladiators still exist, but this was the team I used a lot in this game, the Georgia Force. They also no longer exist. But this game right here, made by EA, so you have that similar feel of football that you're used to with like your Madden or your college, but just on a smaller field and with a smaller playbook. But you can play this online as well, and we played a lot of games online with this. And
yeah, I remember playing this a lot online.
And you were pretty good.
I ended up getting, I got to, I think, number 9 in the rankings online at one point. I had a hard time. Nobody in the top 10 wanted to play me, and I think a lot of that was because they were. At least a rumor was going around that the number 1 player was. He had 2 systems and he was playing against himself. I remember that.
I remember that too.
So I don't know if that was true or not, but you could talk to people on headsets and stuff, and that was at least the rumor going around. Because he would never accept a challenge.
Yeah, he finally accepted one from me, and I beat him. And and to this date, it was one of the, like, I consider it, maybe it shouldn't have been, but one of the greatest wins in my online sports life, because I mean, it was a heck of a game. It went back and forth, and I was able to beat him in the end. He played a fair game, but I think that was another problem too. A lot of the guys near the top on these leaderboards found ways to maybe cheat or do things like that. But like I said earlier, we played legit style football every time we played.
Now another difference, I just after firing it in, playing it off the net. I forgot about that.
So we'll do a few plays here, and and unlike the college football, maybe a touchdown will happen, because they happen more so in this than they do in traditional football.
All right.
But man, this
game looks good.
This is bringing back memories, man. This is a fun game.
I haven't played this game for a long time.
And see, like, there you go. The guy's in motion. Back to pass. Uh-oh.
Oh! I tried to hit the D receiver down the field, but for some reason he didn't throw it.
Yeah, this
guy
one
got heavy metal music playing in the background.
I think this one had the music playing the whole time you were playing the game.
Oh my!
But this had an AFL license, so. Oh, safety!
Wow. So we saw a score, but it was from the defense. Oh. We'll try one more kickoff here.
So, like, the legit AFL players that were playing during the time, that's who you used in this game. And, in fact, we enjoyed this so much, we all went up and saw the Chicago Rush play.
We did. We enjoyed it so much we did.
Which, to this date...
I don't look like I was ever number 9 in the world. I think I've forgotten all the buttons.
That game we all went to is... still one of my favorite sports experiences ever been. Like, that was such a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
The experience was great. The crowd was energetic. The game was fun. We got to run around on the field afterwards.
Oh yeah, I remember. See, Tom can punch one in. He might.
I just gotta get it out. Okay, I gotta get a touchdown here. I'm calling it right now.
I was always known for my defense. So see if I can get a stop here.
But you can see it plays similar to other EA football titles, except the guy's moving this one.
Long.
Oh,
Whoa.
too long. Oh well.
And if you kick, you got the hurry up.
I hit a button.
The hurry up offense, or the field goals in this, is pretty narrow compared to NFL also. Oh, there you go.
Oh, incomplete. I guess.
Wow. Yeah, you hit the wall. Gotta go for it.
Okay.
Do or die.
We'll go for it. Final play here.
Do or die.
Still got that music going in the background.
Come on.
I completed it, but I threw to the wrong guy.
Hit the brick wall.
So there you go.
All right, well, that's a look at this game. Let's move on to the next one. All right, so back to war. So me and Tom started playing a game called, well, before this one they had the original Bad Company. Me and Tom really didn't play that one as much. I played quite a bit of it, but I think Tom was into the Call of Duties at the time.
Yeah, well, we started playing this one. I kind of got away a little bit. There was a Black Ops that came out that I was into a bit, but you kept going hard at this, and then eventually I realized that I'm a Battlefield guy.
Yeah.
And came back, and we put even more time together into this game, and Battlefield Bad Company 2
Oh my gosh.
was the first Bad Company game I was not all that impressed with.
Right.
And you know, I played it, and I put some time into it, but when this one came out, I almost didn't buy it. I was just going to pass on it. I think I got a demo, decided, sure, I'll play it, I'll buy it. And I think to date, this is my favorite Battlefield game that they have released. And I still play it a bit today. The servers are still open. You can find a game in there every now and then, and I'll hop in and get a match. I mean, I just love the way this game was done. And
Look at that skill level, 191 out of 200. I might have struggled in those sports games earlier, but I should be able to hold my own and still Battlefield,
Yeah.
and I still play today. But yeah, this is a game that me and you played a ton. I ended up maxing out in this game.
Yes. And I didn't quite get there because I had that break with the Call of Duty deal. But, you know, with the way it's still active and it's backwards compatible now on the Xbox One, I've been able to increase my rank a little bit.
Yes.
And I could still maybe go for, you know, 50 if I wanted to.
You still could. There's still enough players out there.
But the best part about this is how quickly you can get into a game compared to the games
Oh,
nowadays.
gosh. Yeah.
Like you just saw, we went from title screen to game, and here you are. You know, Tim is in a game right now, online, just like that, playing on Oasis, one of my favorite maps. Really good map, and it plays just as well as it did back in the day,
Oh yeah, this is a great game.
if not better. Because now that you got the you know, broadband and all that stuff.
I don't want to look at my stats of how many hours I actually
Yeah.
play in this game, but I think it's close to 800 something.
You've put a lot.
Yeah. We're taking that
But yeah, the war games, that's kind of where we're at right now with the games we play a lot together. And this was, the Battlefield series is a big reason for that. And this was one that really, especially for me, sold me on online war games. And you had options for all your classes. You had the 4 classes you could choose, your typical ones, and you had a few guns for each, but they were all kind of similar, so one didn't overpower over the other as much. And there you go.
Still
Tim
it.
got a kill. Way to go, sir. And
Oh, it's friendly fire, sorry.
yeah.
I didn't see his name.
And you had the tanks, which, you know, that's
Oh,
always awesome.
yeah.
You got the tanks, friendly and enemy, and not anymore for that one. That one's gone.
Now, this was a game mode. I mean, we played in Modern Combat for the PlayStation. We hadn't played like Conquest,
Yeah.
and you didn't know what you were going to think about it at first.
Yeah, I thought it was stupid. I was
So
like,
just team deathmatch.
yeah, I was like, Team Deathmatch is where it's
Right.
at. Conquest is never going to work, and I have eaten a lot of crow because Conquest is
It's our favorite game
it's
mode
not
now.
only work, but it's my favorite game mode. I
It
love
is.
it. And there's a lot of team aspect to this style of game. Trying to capture the flags together, working together. Tim and I work together quite a bit, and Tim's in a good spot right now to
Man,
get a
can't
couple
hit
kills
nobody,
if he
and
can
I
hit
blow it.
somebody.
Oh, didn't know if I wanted to knife him or shoot him.
But yeah, I mean, you can still find games today. If you got it, I recommend playing it. And if so, you may find us on there still playing Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Yeah, definitely. I like I said, I play all the Battlefields, and if I'm rating my favorite one out of all the Battlefields over the years, this is definitely number 1, I think, on my list also.
Can't agree more.
All right, so the last game that me and Tom have played quite a bit of is Rocket League. This is a 2-on-2 soccer game with cars. Oh, no. Now, we don't normally play it split screen because Tom lives in a different state, so we play this one online. But since he's over here right now, we're playing split screen online against a couple players.
And this game's a blast. I mean,
Oh my gosh, yeah. We played.
And this is one, like, we still play a lot of Battlefields and stuff together and all that. Oh, that might go. Get
But
in
this
there.
is a game you can throw in and play in a couple minutes. You know, 5-minute game. Let's see if I can get it.
Pass
I
to
know,
Tim.
but
Oh.
I'm gonna see if I can. Terrible. I would
Like, you know, we still play Battlefield 1,
Here comes Tom.
4, Hardline, and all that stuff. But whenever I kind of want to break from all those games, I'll throw in some Rocket League. And,
Oh yeah.
You know, and for a while there, we were, oh, look at that.
Nice.
Look at that shot. I got it on video, so you know it happened. But it's, you know, I've probably put in
And you play this more than I have.
I play this more than you have, because I'll still play this on my own just to kind of
Fill in.
fill in some time, transition from one game to another. But for a while there, I mean, we were kind of going really hard at it, doing a lot of doubles matches and stuff, and a lot of teamwork needed in Rocket League.
Oh yeah, you gotta do a lot of talking in this game.
And that's what
Where
we
you
try
at?
to do. Like right now,
The
Tim's
goal.
hanging back in the goal, and I'm trying to attack, and he's
There you
going
go.
forward, so I will transition back, try to pick up some of the boost as I need.
Oh,
Oh, just missed it.
the guy ran into me as I was coming.
But Rocket League is, without a doubt, a fun game.
All right, so me and Tom over 15 years have played a ton of different games, and we're not going to be able to cover every game, obviously. But here are some of the other games that me and Tom have played. With you got Xbox One and 360 games. As you can see, we like the shooting games.
Yeah, we like the shooters, but also, like, you saw World at War on there, Call of Duty. That was probably my favorite Call of Duty game. You got Borderlands. That wasn't so much an online against each other game as it was
Co-op.
a co-op game, and
Co-op.
that's one of my favorite games of all time. And then, of course, Doom. I wish the online was a little bit more active with that one, because that one was a blast. But a lot of Battlefield, a lot of Titanfall, and yeah, we like the shooter games. We like teaming up for those.
Yeah, and we're going to continue to play games as they come out.
That's what we do. New games come out, and we're going to talk to each other. We're going to get on them, and we're going to be playing them together, and like we have for the last 15 or so years. It's been a lot of fun.
Yep, and we're going to keep playing like we said. So, all right, so I think we're going to end this video here, and until next time, check out my next video. I'm going to be doing one on the Arcade 1-Up coming up soon, and probably my next video actually will be on Battlefield's beta. It just came out today, so hopefully the next day or so I might have a video come out on that. But until next time, I'll talk to you later.